Okay, guys, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to do what I hate to do, which is make a part two because I did not pause it right. I keep telling y'all I'm having I have a lot of trouble with this technology stuff. But anyway, I think I just hit the wrong button. I'm gonna just continue on. The next thing I really wanted to stop and tell you guys was the silent angry person. The silent angry person a lot of times can be the most unexpected to some people if you're not paying attention. The silent angry person, that's really all you're going to be able to do is to be able to watch their body, be able to watch them, and realize what you're getting into, realize where they are, realize, like, look at their eyes. If their eyes are darting, or if their eyes are just cold and hard and just like literally boring a hole through you, even though they're not saying nothing, because you got a lot of people who, when they get mad, they don't argue. When they get mad, like, you're not gonna even really know it. Like, they're silent with theirs. They're not um they not hooping and hollering and acting a fool. They're not threatening you. They're not going and picking up something. They're literally just sitting there seething. But you don't know they seething because uh you're probably all amped up and probably talking noise and arguing and everything, and they're sitting there just being quiet. And a lot of times, especially as women, we think we got the upper hand on them because they just sitting there not saying nothing. So we just, you know what I'm saying? We just letting it all go. And the more we say, the madder they get. The more we bring up this situation and that situation and whatever happened last week, whatever, and they sitting there not saying nothing. That is when a lot of times, what I was saying in the first video, that's when you see men with this back here just moving. That's when you see that, because they angry. That's also when you do need to start looking at, look at body language, look at their hands. Are they clenching their fists? Are they wringing their hands? Are they doing any kind of little nervous movement? Like, are they just twitching? You know what I'm saying? Are they, tapping their foot real fast or whatever? Like, these are all signs of tension. These are all signs of anxiety. And the thing about a person who doesn't, who's silent with theirs, is you got to be the most careful because they not talking. They're not talking. So you don't know what they're thinking. More than likely, they're probably thinking how I'm going to shut this SOB up or whatever. Or I'm about to knock this B out or whatever. Like, believe me, they're thinking. So believe me, they're talking, but they're talking to themselves and they're being quiet because they're calculating. They're figuring out how they're going to do it. They're not listening to you. They listening to you, and it's making them madder and getting them more and more pissed off, but they're not listening to you. They're looking for a way to satisfy that anger, because at one point, with a person who's silent, angry, that kind of person is like, you probably said the thing that tipped them over the edge like 10 minutes ago. Like, you don't even know. Like, by 5 minutes ago, when you said such and such, such and such, that was it. Only thing they hear now, only thing that's in their head right now is what they finna do to you, how bad they finna do it, and they really at this point like don't even like they just done. They're just done. Like, it's just all, I'm finna get you now. I have a brother. My brother is the sweetest. Call me biased. He's one of my twin brothers. I have a set of twin brothers. Um, and really though, he don't bother nobody. He don't talk a lot. Don't even have really a lot of friends and stuff like that. He's just a good-hearted person, deep Christian. Jesus, go to church, but he's a good person. Um, but much like my mom, um, my mom had a side of her that, like, once she gets there, she's there. She's there. And my brother, um, he has that to where it is just a rage. It is a rage that he gets to, that I've only seen maybe twice in my life, maybe, but it's scary. It is very, very scary. Y'all forgive me. I have my daughter's cat is here, and he's a young cat, so he does all that running around and just all that. So if you see me, I'm paying attention, but he's out there doing stuff. So but he has a level of rage that he gets to, that once he's there, you can't stop him. And like I said, I've only seen that once, and it will scare the hell out of you. Like it literally will. Um, he also gets to, when he gets to that point, it's just like it's done. Like you can very well be very close to losing your life. I have seen it in both of the situations, that he's lucky that the people didn't lose their life. And yeah, yeah. So um we try to keep him from getting to that level, and he hasn't gotten to that level in a very long time because he don't have confrontations with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, he go to work, come home, people like him, people love him. Like, I mean, he's the friendly person on his job. I was gonna tell what he did, but people are able to connect stuff and find all kind of stuff out on the internet, so I don't even want to say what he does. But um everybody likes him and love him. But getting off of him, still, we have to know how, and seeing that right there also is what I said in the first video, of knowing the person that you're with or arguing with or in a relationship or whatever. You need to know their level of, okay, I'm just gonna black out in anger. You know what I'm saying? Do they argue? Do they scream? Do they hit things? Do they punch walls? Like, you need to know how they get. You know what I'm saying? Because when you don't know how a person handles their anger, and even if their anger even turns to rage. You got some people who have a lot more self-control. They don't even let their anger get to the point of rage. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. And you need to know that. And I think a lot of women, like I say, we get into a situation to where we're amped up, we angry too, we mad too, whatever. But I think what we don't realize as women is that the testosterone in men, this ain't gonna be no science thing, but the testosterone in men gives them a higher level of that adrenaline and those hormones that produce anger and produce um, those levels of violence. And then it just depends on how that person operates in it. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know that. You know what I'm saying? This is why a person can never say, oh, they wouldn't do that. You ever heard people say that? Oh, he was a sweet boy, like he can't, he wouldn't do that. Now, you know a person's character somewhat, that what they will or will not do, or just whatever. just like a surface level. But still, at the right place and the right time and under the right circumstances, you don't know what a person will do. I don't care if it's your son. I don't care if it's your daughter. I don't care if it's your husband or 30 years. Like, you don't know. You really don't know. You really can't say. Okay? So, um, me knowing that about my brother, though, and a couple other people in the family knowing that about him, I remember it was an instance going on in the family with like one of my cousin's boyfriends or whatever, who um some kind of way he was like just like kind of like starting arguments and things like that with my brother, and causing causing him to um this cat, y'all, I'm sorry, causing him to they were having arguments. And so me and another cousin and everything was trying to tell them, like, look, y'all, please leave him alone. Like, for real, just leave him alone. Like, whatever it is, because they were clearly picking at him because he what I'm saying, that's not his nature to do that. Now, because I know that, and because the other cousin knew that, we were trying to admonish them to, like, y'all, and I'm looking at it, my brother is, he's older than me. So, at that time, that was a few years ago, but still, I'm like, if you keep picking on my brother and get him to that point to where he blacks out or gets to that rage or just whatever, then I could possibly lose my brother because he going to prison. Like, what I'm saying? Like, my brother ain't no big old huge person, but the person that was antagonizing him was not only an elder, he was smaller than my brother. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you really need to, like, you don't know what you're getting into. You really need to stop. You know what I'm saying? And that goes with being able to see, and also knowing your person. So if you're in a situation and you're arguing with your husband, and you're arguing with a boyfriend or something like that, and both of y'all are heated, both of y'all are mad, maybe both of y'all been drinking, I don't know, like, that's pretty much one of the worst things, but maybe both of y'all are, and you know y'all arguing, all of a sudden he punched the wall. Okay, right there honestly should give you a clue of where he is with his anger. Because first it's the wall, next it might be your face. Then there are situations to where he ain't finna punch nothing else but your face. Now that was Jeremy Brown. And that's a lot of men today. Men today are very highly emotional. Like, yeah, they just highly emotional. Like, and they ready to a lot of people just want a reason. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, some people just want a reason. Some people stay amped up. Like, some people stay ready for it. Some people stay looking for it. And you ever get into a situation with a person and you don't know what's wrong with them? It may be a lot of times it's a stranger. You don't even know, like, you don't know them. You know what I'm saying? But they're in a situation, maybe you and that person may have I don't know, maybe both of y'all get to the parking spot at the same time. That's always a big one. Maybe you taking too long at the gas station or something, or just whatever it is. And you encounter this person who just, they're ready, like they stay ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all begin to um, like exchange words or whatever. And for you, it's just like you just trying to tell them like thus and so. But them, oh, they at 100 already. Like them, they like they ready to fight. Like after just a few words. I mean, you ever met somebody like that? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people like that. It's a lot of people like that. Um, and like I say, it's many reasons. I mean, it could be their personality. It could be a mental illness. So many people are walking around America unmedicated. And I'm just being honest. They are unmedicated and need to be on medication and psychiatric care. And they are not. And they are not just homeless. And they're not just out on the street talking to themselves. They're walking around in nice cars with nice jobs. They're your neighbors. They're teachers. They have good professions. You know, you encounter them every day on a daily basis and batshit crazy. Believe me, they are. Um, People got childhood traumas. You know what I'm saying? Like it's triggers. People get triggered by stuff. People are triggered by words. You call somebody, you might be you not that you're joking with them, but you may not like really mean too much by it. And you call a person I don't know, think you do too much or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's the one that was making all the noise. That's him. But anyway, um, that person, like just excel from 0 to 100 in a second. And you don't know this. You know what I'm saying? Like it is not that serious to you. Or say, for example, here's another one that gets men a lot. You laughing. While they talking, you laugh. Or you smirk or you smile or you but that is something right there that can send a lot of men over the edge because their ego can't take it. Like they feel like you're laughing at them. Like it's like, okay, story time. Real quick story time, then I'm gonna go because this is another 20 minutes on this second part of this video. But I was seeing this person because this is actually two. I'm thinking because there's actually a situation that happened twice with two different people. So I need to figure out which one I want to tell. But this particular person, um, I had been married, and me and my son teased his dad, you know, just about little silly stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now his dad didn't get mad. It was like a joke. Like it was he would, you know, play it off or, just wave it off or whatever. And, me and my son just having a little fun, just being silly and goofy. Well, we tried that with him and dude got pissed. Like, and it wasn't like we didn't talk about him. We just were kind of like joking. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't anything bad. But because we were laughing at him, he got very angry. I mean, his face got red. He stood up. He started pacing. He started walking all around me. He was pissed. And I'm just like, okay, won't do that no more. Like, okay, like it really, you don't know how somebody's going to react. You don't know. Like, I could do that with my ex. I could do that with my ex-husband because I don't know. That was just his personality. His personality wasn't to like blow up and get angry and like stuff like that. Like he would have been one who is a leaver. Like he'd have left. You know what I'm saying? We didn't deal with that, but that's probably the safest person is one who will get up and just leave. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. But yeah, this person did not take kindly to it. They were feeling humiliated, ashamed. They just like all these things they were feeling, and it that was nowhere near like what my son and I were doing. My son was a little boy, also. Um, well, I have to take that back. He was like he was at that time. I think he was maybe like a preteen. So yeah, he was bigger than a little boy. He was like a preteen, maybe somewhere like that. But anyway, that just goes to show you the difference in people, and how different people process stuff. Now, let me get to the person that leave, and then I'm gonna cut the video off. The person who leaves when they're angry, upset, whatever, is probably the safest. Now, here's the problem with it, especially us women. The person who leaves, so many women try to stop. I literally I'm not even playing like this ain't no movie stuff. This ain't no joke. I ain't making it up. There was literally, when I was living in New Orleans, there was this woman and her husband who lived upstairs from us, had two little girls, and they would fight. They would fight all the time. They would fight. And I remember one time they were fighting, and he left. And of course, I know because I'm watching and I'm hearing, and so I'm looking, I'm peeping out the window. And he left. This lady was literally on the ground. He dragging her, and this was kind of a big girl. Uh, she on his ankle. She's on his ankle, and dude is like literally trying to leave. She would not let him leave. Um, there's a lot of women who, when men are in um wanting to leave, they will block the door. Don't do that. Let him go. Let him deal with his anger. Let him get it out. Let him. Oh, he might go to another woman house. Well, if he go to another woman house, y'all don't need to be together anyway. Let him go. Let him process his anger. He might come back in 10 minutes. He might not come back tonight. He might go sleep at a friend's house. I don't know. But at the end of the day, if that man want to leave before something bad happens, you need to let him go. Because a lot of women either lose their lives or get their face smashed in or something because you blocking the door. No, you're gonna talk to me. No, you can't go. And you doing him like that because he's trying to leave. Like he's trying to de-escalate the situation and get out of it. But because you want to be a hothead or whatever, you're gonna stand in front of the door. You're not gonna let him go. You're gonna follow him to his car. You like that. We need to learn and know when to back off. And unfortunately, a lot of women do not see the signs of knowing when to back off before it's too late. Everything that I talked about in this part and in the first part, please go back and look at the first part. Because I talked about different stuff. And unfortunately, I cut the video off trying to pause it. But please go back and look at it. I'm going to try to link them together actually. But we need to understand and know how and when to back off. It's okay to express your opinion. It's okay to say what you need to say. But after someone is telling you they done, they don't want to talk about it, or when you start seeing those signs of escalating aggression, and if you ain't trying to go there with the aggression, or you don't know the extent of their aggression, or you don't know, you know, that next time you say something, he's gonna put his hand around your neck and choke the out of you, then it's best for you to back off. If you know that you can't whoop this man, which most of us can't, we like to think we can, But most of us can't just outright beat no man, even the smallest man. Them skinny ones, them skinny men be strong as they be so strong. But now, and I'm not saying that there's not, because yeah, there are some women who can go toe to toe. But I'm just talking about the average woman can't just take no man. You know what I'm saying? So we need to know, recognize, and understand how far we need to go with that and when we need to back off. Or do you need to not just not do it at all right then because both of y'all mad, heated, upset, or y'all know the situation is not going to be resolved because you got a whole different mindset for what I believe. Every time we try to deal with this situation, or every time this situation comes up, we argue, we fight. Sometimes that's when you need a third party, a person that the two of you may listen to or respect, whether it's a clergy, whether it's a spiritual person, whether it is a mediator, a professional mediator. Like sometimes you need a go between. You know what I'm saying? So that's it, guys. This video together probably is about an hour between that one and this one, but I really wanted to give this to you all, first of all, because Spirit told me to. So it's absolutely needed. But I just want women to be safe. You know what I'm saying? And right now, so many of these men right now are ticking time bombs. They are literal ticking time bombs. We are in a generation where these men today don't care that you're a female. They don't care. They will beat you down like a dude. And this ain't new with Carlisha Hood. Y'all know that. This ain't new. Like they've been doing it, but it's another level right now. Like we really like this is not a part of the video. This is completely different. But I'm gonna do a video on it because one of the things that Spirit also told me is that we're in a period of transition right now. Like things are chaotic and hectic, and you don't know, you know, what's going on right now, and you just know that things just ain't right. That's because the whole earth right now, the spiritual atmosphere is changing, it's transitioning. In a little bit, we finna be in a whole different world. The world is already changing, you know, has been changing already anyway. Those of us who are of almost any age can look back and be like, man, a few years ago, this was like I couldn't even believe this is going on because just a few years ago, like, oh, when I was growing up, like this is just wouldn't happen. Like, what's going on? And yeah, the earth is transitioning. It's transitioning. I can't get into that right now because, you know, that was actually something that Spirit brought to me today. So I'm going to, you know, kind of get with Spirit a little bit more and really evaluate that and break that down so I can figure out how to bring that to you guys. But yeah, there's a lot going on. And that is why it's kind of like the calm before the storm, or it's kind of like how a situation and everything is just when it's changing. Like say a house is being built, that house looks so chaotic, like it's wood everywhere, you just can't see a house because all you see is just like chaos right there. But as things continue to be built and continue the transition, eventually it's going to come to a point to where oh, okay, I see. So it was a house. You know what I'm saying? Like a crazy picture or something. You know what I'm saying? That you can't see it now because it's not finished. It just look like chaos right now. But eventually it's going to all come together, you know. And that has to do with us, the way we help bring about that transition is by learning ourselves, loving ourselves, doing what's right, being way more spiritually minded, opening up our third eye, whatever you want to call it, raising our consciousness, raising our frequency, raising our whole vibration. All of those things are the way that you continue to help to usher in this transition that we are going into, or that we are actually in. We're in it. So, you guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. You guys, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all my subscribers. I thank you so much for being here. You do not have to be here. You could be anywhere else, but thank you so much for being with me and on my channel, and your comments and everything. Um, Please, guys, hit all notifications so that you know when I upload new videos. And you guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And until the next video, see you next time.